Hello Primary 4. We're going to be looking at telling the time this term in maths, and so we're going to start off by having a little look at something we have done before, and that is half past. There is a separate video showing o'clock if you wanted to go back and have a look at that, but this is a kind of spicy hot video showing half past. So we're going to know at the end of this that a clock is made up of two halves, and you can know the time is read past the hour. Okay, so on here just a few things that we have covered before. How many seconds are there in a minute? There are 60 seconds in a minute. How many minutes are there in an hour? 60. How many minutes are there in half an hour? 30. How many days are there in a month? So this changes a lot. It can be anything from 28, sometimes can be 29, be 30, or like this month it could be 31. How many days are there in a year? 365, unless it's a leap year, and it will have 366, like last year was leap year. So here's our clock face. A clock face is a full circle which is made up of two halves. So you can see on the inside our numbers, the black numbers tell us the hours, and the blue numbers, the smaller numbers on the outside of the circle, tell us the minutes. So when we go on to make our own clocks, which we'll be doing as part of the lesson today, you might want to look back at this video if you're a bit unsure of which numbers to put in. Okay, so we've got hours on the inside of this one, and we've got minutes on the outside. And you can see there, that's half of the clock, so you can see all the way around, starting up at, could be 0 or 60, all the way around to 30, which means that it is halfway round. And here's the other half. So, how many minutes make up half of an hour? And you should know that that's 30 minutes. You can see all the way around there to 30, counting in fives around the outside. So there's 30 minutes in half of an hour. So when it's 30 minutes past the hour, we say half past the hour. We would never say half to the hour. Sometimes we say 5 to or quarter to, but we would never say half to. We would always say half past. So have a look at this time. The big hand is pointing at 6, which is halfway around the clock. Where is the small hand pointing? Is it on the number? It's not quite on the number. It's halfway between 1 and 2. So what time would it be there? The hour hand hasn't quite made it to the 2 yet. It's gone past the 1. So the time, there, would be 1:30. Let's have a look at this one. What time is the clock showing here? So we can see that our minute hand is pointing to the 6 or the 30, which means it's gone halfway round, so it's a half past time. And the shorter hand, the hour hand, is halfway between the 11 and the 12. It's gone past the 11, but it hasn't gone past the 12. So this one would be 11:30. So it's 11:30. So look at this clock here. What do you notice about the small hand? Well, this one here is halfway between the 3 and the 4. So this clock is showing 3:30. The minute hand is pointing to the 6 or the 30, meaning it's going halfway around. It's halfway through an hour. Have a little look at these 3 clocks here. which clock is showing 2:30? Okay, hopefully you've pointed to it. If you wanted a hot challenge on this one, could you tell me what the clock in the middle is showing? What time is it showing? And so the one in the middle is showing 7:30. What about the one at the end? Could you tell me what time that one is showing? And that's 9:30. So let's see if we got this one right. Oops. So which clock was showing 2:30? That was our first one. And then we've got 9:30. This one here over on the other side. And the one in the middle is showing us 7:30. Great. So the next thing that we're going to do is look at making our own clock, which we'll be using in our time lessons over the next few weeks.